fun of dinosaurs, followed by your adventure Sunday night movie. Laurence Olivier and Harry Hamlin star in Clash of the Titans, tonight on 7.
First quarter from the MCG, Melbourne going to the left, Monkhurst up high. Williams out of the centre, albeit briefly. Cuthbertson dives on top of the ball. The umpire's found a free kick. That's Peter Cameron, and it will go to Jim Stynes. It looks like it's centre half back, right in the middle of the sand trap. Stynes out wide. He's got a lead from Tingay, who brings the ball in front of the MCC members. Picks up to Gary Lyon. Loose players everywhere. Stretch, one of the best kicks in the Melbourne side. Could almost be a score. And it's rushed through for only one behind, taken through by Hecker. Gary Pert to kick in. Straight up the ground. Christian will go the spoil. In fact, he tried to go the mark. Stynes. McGuan, left centre wing. Kicks it pretty quickly, and Manson. Four real rovers mark that one. And a chance for the Magpies to make something of their first forward thrust if they can. No mark taken down there. There's a free kick.
No, that was a definite free kick then, and it was a good lead out into space. That's the youngster,
Watson.
Shane Watson. You can see there, coming in screen very late, was Lamprell. It's a good decision by the umpire, Peter Cameron, right on the spot.
So Shane Watson from right on 50 kicks at goal. Well, maybe Robbo's theory about the other end favoured by the breeze could certainly be correct, because you didn't really get too much distance with that kick. The ball up towards the half back line.
Oh, Francis ducks his head and is penalised. At left half back for Melbourne. I'll tell you what, if this is any indication, Melbourne are going to be very difficult to beat. Collingwood may win the game, but the Demons will certainly let them know that there's been a game of footy played. Schwartz received from Glenn Lovett. Shocking kick by Schwartz. Handball over the top. Came from McGuan. Finished up with Richardson. Richardson's kick to centre-half forward is marked by Stynes.
Jimmy playing a kick behind plays, we can see there. On that 50-metre line, that's a defending 50-metre line as far as this Melbourne team goes.
Kicks it to near centre-half forward. O'Sullivan underneath it. Gathers it. Handball a little behind Cuthbertson. Overruns it, Sullivan. Now Hecker. Handball comes to Graham Wright. Wright into the left forward pocket. Watson nearly marks again. Chance for Road. Away to Stynes. In turn wider to Yates. He's got a little bit of time, made some space for himself, and Lyon marks well out in front of Christian. Handballs away to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson, who made such a spectacular debut in the senior competition. Up on the forward line, is now playing in defence. Handball goes over the top. Here's a chance for Jakovic. Jakovic shoots for goal. Oh, he misses just to the right. So the first score for Melbourne.
He's got an explosive bit of pace over the first couple of yards, Jakovic. There he is on screen. Very blustery conditions down there, but that is his asset. The fact that he can turn on Thruppens and kick with the left foot, and also very, very quick off the mark. Gary Pert.
Recruit of the year, Gary Pert, now in the Collingwood colours.
Nick McGuan, left half-back flank before this huge crowd at the MCG. He'll kick to centre wing. A marking contest out there. None can bring it down. Christian. Krasiska. From left centre wing, leaders on. Watson overran the ball. Oh, gee, getting pulled off the ball down there was Melbourne's Andy Goodwin.
It's good to see the umpires paying that, Peter.
Stretch. A free kick was played, incidentally. It should be mentioned, Don, I think. Gary Lyon creating space at left centre wing, and Todd Viney doesn't let him down, marking at left half forward. Look for Jakovic. He ducks back into the square. Chance for Sullivan. Schwartz, can he get around? He can, not too much room there. Squares the ball. Lovely. Beveridge in front.
They're certainly playing well, Melbourne. They're psyched up. They're leading in the contest for the ball at the moment. This is good play by Sullivan. He's let his hair grow a little bit. I mean, Schwartz has let his hair grow from last year.
Beveridge directly in front, kicks at goal and gets it.
Certainly was a good kick by Schwartz to set it up. Now Stretch, receiving from Steins, kicks towards half forward. No mark taken. Ball knocked towards centre half forward for Melbourne. Opportunity for Sullivan. Sullivan shot. He's away to the left and through for a behind.
Incidentally, Sullivan, number 4, that was his father's number, played on a half-back flank, Tony. And there's young Chris in screen. First-year player at Melbourne, come up through the under-19s.
And they got big raps on him. Donny kicked about 7 goals in the reserves 2 weeks ago. Promoted last week and doing pretty well. So let's hope his career is a long one with the Demons. The kick in, the punch away. Grab was Pickering. He didn't have the football, according to umpire Peter Cameron. So Michael Pickering will take the free kick just wide of centre half forward. Tries to go with the torpedo punt kick. Oh, it's a mark. Melbourne mark to Cuthbertson. Now, where is he playing? He got kicks earlier, 3 or 4 minutes earlier, running from half back, and he's marked this right in front of the goals.
Well, he was named on half back in the paper. And as you mentioned, he has kicked a bag full in the past, 7 goals on 2 occasions.
Cuthbertson from point-blank range. He doesn't miss. Straight through the centre. 1 goal each to Cuthbertson and Beveridge. And Melbourne 2-3 lead Collingwood yet to score.
Well, there's some great efforts out there. When that ball was kicked in prior, Gary Lyon, a terrific effort on McGuan to punch the ball away. It went across to Pickering, and Pickering got it in turn across to Cuthbertson. This Melbourne team playing very well. Schwartz is doing the ruck work. Steins starting at centre half back, or either playing at centre half back.
Cuthbertson on the wing playing on Graham Wright.
Cuthbertson seems to have just lightened the hair a shade, Robbo, doesn't he?
I'll agree with that.
Schwartz in ruck. Contesting with Monkhurst, who taps down Hecker. Good long kick up towards full forward. And the youngster coming out, Shane Watson. Oh, no mark. Umpire Cameron calls play on. You'd respect his decision. He's one of the veterans met in white. But no mark paid there. A chance for the Demons to run the ball out at the bench. And here's Cuthbertson. Ball falls down and turned to Pickering. Back to Yates, right on the boundary line.
Gee, it was a good option there by Yates.
I think has been paid that mark.
He was nearly coming left, Yates, and then decided to go the other way, which is a defender's good ploy. Play close to the boundary line, and Henwood's got it.
The Moose from right half-back flank. Monkhurst over the back. Tapped the ball down to Hecker. Couldn't do so. It's out of bounds on centre wing before this very, very heavily populated Great Southern Stand. A few vacant seats at the City Inn. Pickering. What a great crowd. This is Gafer in the forward pocket. The 2 number 3s, Gary Lyon, putting pressure on him. And ball out of bounds, about 45 metres out from goal.
Peter, they never, ever fail to draw a big crowd Melbourne and Collingwood games, do they?
And they always seem to turn out pretty good sort of matches too, Robbo, no matter where they are on the ladder. Hecker again, applies the tackle this time on the shoulder. It's going to be a Collingwood free kick. Krasiska. He's up from the back pocket. Short kick. Starcevic has got and will be paid the mark right on centre wing.
Gee, that was a good effort by Starcevic. His kick in towards the centre has been marked by Christian, which was equally as good. The ball floating a little in the breeze, and he marked in front of Schwartz near the centre. So Christian. Collingwood, I feel, kicking into a little bit of a breeze. Watson can't quite take the mark. Chance for Williams. Long kick by Williams to the goal front. Oh, was it touched on the line? What a magnificent effort by Glenn Lovett to stretch ever so far and just get his hand to it.
Great effort by Lovett, playing on Dacus, you can see there on screen. An underrated player, Glenn Lovett. Unfortunately had an injury mid-season, but his early part of last season he was a very, very good player. Unlucky to miss out on state selection.
Well, I'm sure he's been in squads, hasn't he, Don? Glenn Lovett.
He was in the Victorian squad, but that injury, as I mentioned.
Kick in. Oh, nearly a mark there to Goodwin. High flyer. Williams caught with the ball. Could be nearly penalised. No.
Should have been penalised.
Tackle forced the ball free. So the umpire deems all clear to throw it in. Right half forward for Collingwood. Steins at the back. Manson. Goodwin dives on it. Flips it out the back door. Manson gets it to Williams. Williams kick across the centre half forward. Starcevic mark. Good hands, Craig Starcevic. He'll kick from about 40 metres.
Just looking on replay here, did Phoebe make much of an effort? Maybe the angle, not fair on that occasion.
Big chance here for Collingwood's first goal. And a lovely kick by Starcevic is a goal.
8 points the difference, 16 minutes left in the first quarter. There's a whistle. It's going to be a Melbourne free kick, and it's going to be taken by...
No, it's not. It's Collingwood. Dacos.
Dacos now on the ball after starting in the forward pocket. Dacos kicks to half forward.
Good mark.
And the mark taken by Goodwin.
They're always difficult, Peter, to stand in front knowing who's coming from behind. Keep your ground, and a one grab nearly there by Andy Goodwin. Top effort.
You should know this ground pretty well. Viney, just clear of Lehman. Oh, stretch up Michael Gaper, and he did that particularly well. If anyone load the hand pass, which he does to Hecker. That's dropping short. Steins couldn't quite bend down for that one, Big Jim. Unloads the hand pass. And after the turn of stretch, he gets a pretty good shepherd from left centre wing. He's a monstrous kick as a rule. That's going pretty close. Oh, hit the post. Stephen Stretch loves the long goal, and he's booted many in his career at Melbourne. And that one just hitting the padded area of the post as Pert kicks in again, and that's out of bounds in the full. Well, without being touched, so it won't matter. A chance for Melbourne now. And Schwartz has a chance to, well, kick a goal.
And there are not too many options offering in the centre. He's looking for them. Schwartz. All players covered, so he's only got the goals to go for.
Which he does from 40 metres out. Not a bad effort.
Great effort.
Post again, so a couple of posters. Schwartz registering one behind. Melbourne 2-5. 7 effective scoring shots to 2. I don't think Gary Pert will make that same mistake again. And that wind, rather tricky. Monkhurst making a lead this time. He's going to be in the middle of a marking contest out there. But the ball just taken over the boundary line for Collingwood by Mick McGuan. And we'll see a boundary throw in. 14 minutes left in the term.
Part of the big crowd here at the MCG to watch this very important clash, particularly for Melbourne. Handball from Viney went out to Cuthbertson in towards full forward. No mark taken. Gafer, Sullivan, here's a chance. Jakovic will kick this. Doesn't miss him from there.
Goal, or his first goal for Melbourne, and a chance again for Stretch. Tries to get onto his right foot. Not successful. Ball spills free. Russell tries to soccer it off the ground. Schwartz, a little quick kick up towards centre half forward. Or line. Takes down his opponent Gavin Krasiska with a high tackle. And he'll take the free kick at half back. Got across the ground. Couple of options out there. Francis running well. Dacos. High to half forward. Goodwin punches the ball, or in fact tries to. Lamprell has the front posse. Got the ball over the boundary line in front of Shane Watson. Boundary throw in the, or on the left half forward flank for Melbourne. About 45 to 50 metres out from goal. Manson taps down. There's a free kick. It's going to Manson. Well, Don, you're a former ruckman. Anything in that?
Well, they're very technical. Jim Steins and screen. We'll just see this in.
He certainly pushed him out, but I agree with you, Don. Gee whiz, when ruckman jostle at boundary throw-ins. Oh.
Well, you've got to play free kicks all the time, don't you, if that's the case?
Exactly.
Out of bounds or a mark?
Well, it's got to be one or the other.
Yeah,
it's got to be a free kick to Melbourne or a mark to Road.
Well, Road's got it anyway, so I suppose it's going to fall to the situation much. Right next to the behind post. Monkhurst in front. Fist away came from Pickering. Collingwood chance now. Picked up by Alan Richardson. Shot at goal. Looks pretty good from the flank, and it's there. So Richardson getting his first for the Magpies. They come a little bit closer, 3-5 to 2-1.
Well, Richardson named in the back pocket, and it's great to see players coming off the back line. Here is the build-up. And Richardson running well off that 50-metre line. He hasn't played too many games. Took a while to break in. First played in 1991. He's a great trier.
So play recommences. Monkhurst, chance for Glenn Lovett. First onto the right, then onto the left, and gets his kick away. It's not too bad either. It's to the advantage of Tingay. Oh, Stretch didn't read that. I think the tap was meant for him. He intercepts nicely in the finish. Kicks towards full forward. No mark taken. Chance for Sullivan. Shot for goal by Chris Sullivan. Gee, this is close. It's awfully close. It's a goal.
15 points the difference. Melbourne doing most of the attacking. And with Beveridge in possession, they could get another one here. And very close. Beveridge's tally for the afternoon now 1-1. So far 4-6 to 2-1 at the MCG.
Gee, Collingwood will have to lift around that centre square.
Well, everything's going right. Everything's going right as far as Melbourne are concerned. I mean, and Collingwood, nothing's going right. So I can see danger signs there for Melbourne if they don't keep applying themselves.
Well, they're applying themselves at the moment. Steins chips in to take a good mark.
What if they keep playing like this? They'll win by 10 goals.
But Collingwood are better than what they're showing. They'll lift.
Schwartz, well, they'll have to, Don, wouldn't they?
Well, Melbourne may not let them.
Now Schwartz seems to fancy himself to just about get this distance. Kicks it to the man on the mark, so not good play. Steins with a tap on, so they may get a reprieve here. Schwartz again tries to get past Christian onto the left foot, kicks from right on 50. No one in the goal square except Monkhurst, who takes the safe mark. Back it comes to Richardson, who kicked Collingwood's previous goal. Nice sidestep to get the Magpies out of trouble. He'll kick up towards centre wing position. Looks for Williams, got the front position and two hands to it, couldn't take it. Now he's got another chance, get buffeted from behind. Francis gives him backup support. Again, it's Richardson, short of right centre wing, spears in the pass, and a beautiful intercept down there by Yates, who's taken the ball out of bounds. So ball in front of the members' stand. Beveridge, playing well, Beveridge. Look at a nuisance up forward. Gafer, Krasiska, Pickering with a little short left footer, trying to get it up to Gary Lyon, but good block by Gafer, and the ball was taken out of bounds in Melbourne's left forward pocket.
Really handling the responsibility of captain well, Gary Lyon.
30 plays 13, 9 minutes left in the quarter. Melbourne having most of the scoring opportunities so far. Collingwood would certainly have to lift if they're to get back into the match. And they may very well do that shortly. On the boundary line is Francis, who gets it back. Taken away by Russell. Russell kicks towards the right half forward position, and Starcevic has taken the mark. Gets the hand pass away quickly to Troy Lehman. Up towards Watson. He'll look for the hand pass. Back at turn, it comes to McGuan. 50 metres out, he can kick long and will. Oh, McEwen, great attempt to mark, but out of bounds in the forward pocket and no score.
Actually, to get back into a game that's only about 20 minutes old is a bit tough, Peter. Collingwood, I mean, they've kicked 2-1. Melbourne have kicked 4-6.
They've started big.
That's about right. Road now to Glenn Lovett. The kick is smothered. And it's forced out of bounds in the opposite forward pocket for Collingwood. So the Magpies have got a chance to kick a goal. We've got 8 minutes left in the first quarter. Steins, Manson giving away centimetres. Steins gets the tap. Dacos harassed out of it. Steins gives away ground. Glenn Lovett across his body. No one home out there for Melbourne. McGuan marks. Short kick in towards centre forward. Russell's caught. Handball away. Tingay must go. Krasiska does. Hard at the footy. Here's Francis. Ducks his head again. Lehman from the pocket. Kick for goal by Lehman. Looks pretty good. No, it just misses. Hands at the back of the goals. Probably give you some indication. They got a little excited. But it's their second behind. They're 2-2 trail. Melbourne, who are 4-6.
Ball back into play. No one can take that mark. This is right. Long way out from goal. Marking contest in the square. And they'll try to tie this up, Melbourne. And in fact, it's rushed through for only one behind.
Why wasn't that a free kick for the Melbourne player standing there? Road, I think it was. Collingwood player running straight back at him.
Well, I thought it was a good effort by the Collingwood player. He didn't try to infringe. He was trying to take the mark. And I think the umpire interpreted the same.
He's going to kick in. Not a long kick. Doesn't matter. It's a Demons ball. Tingay. Good kick. Takes it from Goodwin. Well-positioned kick. Gary Lyon at left centre wing. Who's he got at half forward? Looks for Djakovic. Gets underneath the ball. Hecker with Viney. Viney takes it off him. A real scoring opportunity here. It sits beautifully for him. Gets onto the right foot for a superb smother by Alan Richardson, who's taken the ball over the boundary.
Now, what Viney was trying to do there was spot Chris Sullivan. Now, Chris Sullivan was on the edge of the 10-metre square, and Viney was trying to pass it. Consequently, the ball didn't go very high. Easy ball to smother.
Henwood, the Moose. Sullivan in the pocket. Right foot snap. Looks pretty good. He's got it.
Melbourne lead by 21 points. Collingwood get the ball out of the centre, but Yates takes a fairly straightforward mark between full-back and centre half-back. No one to kick it to, really. Now he goes in short. Phoebe marks, plays on. Short kick in towards the centre. Sullivan gathers it. Doing well, Chris Sullivan. Little kick, not bad. In front of Djakovic. Pert's got him. You must be penalised. You have to be penalised there, Alan Djakovic.
He does that so well, usually, Djakovic. You can see they're mouthing off, but he was tagged at his own game. And good play, Gary Pert.
Pert kicks it back towards the wing. Mark is taken by Williams in front of Schwartz. Not quite up to the wing.
Djakovic not happy with Pert, gone back remonstrating.
Williams kicks long. No one there for Collingwood. Tingay. Away he goes to Henwood. Henwood up to the action attraction. Pert and Djakovic. Pert drops it. Djakovic will get another one. Well, now, does he get put off because of what Djakovic did?
It was just no, it wasn't that at all. A lot of full forwards always seem to be in the right position at the right time. Either the ball runs for him. Now, he was right out of position. Watch this. Just watch the unfortunate bounce as far as Gary Pert's concerned. Djakovic pushed and just happened to be running in the right way. Pert was doing everything right except he got pushed at the critical time. And I could say good play, Djakovic.
And I'll bet you he's got plenty to say to Gary Pert right now.
5 minutes left in the first quarter. 6-6 to 2-3. Djakovic gets his second goal. And so Melbourne performing a pretty good opening term so far. Francis with the opportunity, dragged off it. Dacos can make amends. Peter Cameron, though, has whistled play.
It's interesting to see what Melbourne are doing. They're starting good one at centre half forward for the bounce down.
Bad pass, Tingay. Tingay kicks to left centre wing. Now Todd Viney. I guess they got a beautiful bounce. He didn't in the end. He did well to get it back to Tingay. Not too much support for him there. Has to go long up towards half forward. Hecker runs at the ball well. Lyon, a quick hand pass. Krasiska, a high kick under pressure to midfield. This is going to be an important ball to win here. Phoebe will win it in front of Startovic and kicks it out to the vacant half-forward flank. Pert, a kilometre and a half in front of his opponent down there. Startovic and Cuthbertson. Ball spills free again, picked up by Graham Wright. So we got the first goal. Kicks to left half-forward. Watson, the youngster. Great snap and gets it. So Shane Watson put through his first goal for the afternoon, and Collingwood get their third. 3-3 to 6-6 at the MCG.
Well, he had big raps as a youngster, this Shane Watson. I was impressed with that little bit of play there, in as much as he tried to punch the ball on. He didn't get it on, but he was first to recover and showed a lot of composure in kicking his first goal. He has kicked 8 for the season and is Collingwood's leading goal kicker. That was his 9th.
Well, Melbourne have done pretty well at centre breaks. Collingwood a chance here. Monkhurst gathers it. Handball to no one. Henwood misses it. Through goes right. Manson held around the neck, surely, against Goodwin. And Manson will take the free kick just forward of the centre circle.
What Goodwin's doing, starting at centre-half forward, runs forward to centre-half back, Steins on the ball, then Schwartz to centre-half forward.
Ball to the forward pocket, McEwen. Good mark. Collingwood fans happy with that. Ronnie McEwen about 30 metres out in the right forward pocket.
Well, McEwen has been used as a full forward on other occasions for Collingwood, mainly as a shock move. He starts at full back, plays there, then when they've got a problem, he goes down forward and does kick goals.
And kicks them like that. Beautiful kick. Didn't look like missing. Straight through the centre for McEwen's first. Collingwood get their fourth. Melbourne lead 6-6 to 4-3.
Well, another player to come up through the junior ranks, Ron McEwen. 2 at Ireland in 1985 with the schoolboys team. Played in the under-19s. Reserves. And has had an in-and-out season, McEwen, but a player who has a lot of ability.
Closing stages of the first quarter, 3 minutes left remaining. Jim Steins, 6-6 to 4-3 after McEwen's goal. Lovett gives the hand pass away to the Moose. Henwood's kick long. Oh, it might bounce through. Djakovic, will he get his third for the quarter? He will. What a goal sneak.
That really was. That was good fortune, wasn't it?
Well, you can see there Gary Pert. He summed it up. The picture tells it what 1,000 words couldn't.
How about
There
Henwood
it is.
there?
There the ball comes. Now watch Pert. He trips. Now if we can just pick Gary Pert up, the head up in the air. Djakovic there. Look, Pert shaking the head. He can't believe it.
Well, he's got 3 goals, Don.
Yes, at that rate he could kick 12 for the day, and
Right.
that'd be very embarrassing. to
2.5
Gary Pert.
minutes left in the opening term. 7-6 to 4-3.
Monkhurst doing pretty well at the centre bounces. Now Francis dragged off the football. Manson nearly took it with him, but Melbourne did well to hold it in there. Collingwood on a couple of occasions.
Steins now doing the ruck work. Schwartz centre-half back goes to centre-half forward, and Goodwin centre-half forward to centre-half back, each bounce down.
Manson, favoured position.
Free kick.
And maybe deemed as being, shepherded out of that.
Around the neck, the umpire said.
Pretty hard to grab him, isn't he? He's a big boy. Krasiska. Away to right, back to Krasiska. Good football, Collingwood. Krasiska's kick is, well, fairly ordinary in the circumstances. A floater, and it goes through for a behind to Collingwood.
Usually delivers the ball better than Gavin Krasiska. As Ian Robertson said, a floater.
Road elects to go to the far side. Kicks it nicely too, out towards half-back flank position. Punched away from Pickering by right. Cuthbertson's hand pass, not bad. Yates just gets some space for himself. Then kicks out towards the wing. No mark taken. Todd Viney over the top line, working very, very hard. 3 Collingwood players jump on top of him. He was going nowhere, and the umpire forced to call for a bounce. Don, you mentioned about Gary Lyon leading from the front. He certainly in the clinches is a good player, isn't he?
He does those little things that often go undetected.
Here's Francis, forced to kick with the left foot. Gets 10, maybe 25 metres for his side. We'll have a boundary throw in between the wing and left half forward for Collingwood.
And those little things are always beneficial as far as the team is concerned.
1 minute remaining in the term. Manson, front position from Steins. Not the best tap out he'll ever do. Schwartz kicks to space at midfield. This is going to be an important ball to win. Still a chance for both teams to score. It's Hecker. Lovely turn to get away from Sullivan.
Well done, Gaither.
Who came up from the back pocket. Oh, an underground pass. Not really to the advantage of his side. Kicked back by Phoebe up towards half forward. Collingwood are going to clear through Richardson. High kick. Comes down quickly. Stretch with a punch away. Take 2. Williams in front. Gets taken out of it. Good hip and shoulder there by Tingay. Ball over the boundary line in front of the members' reserve, with only seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
I mentioned about Gaither running down. It was good work, but then he lets himself down with his kicking, doesn't he, Michael Gaither?
There's the siren for the end of what has been a pretty good first quarter, especially for Melbourne, and the Demons leading by 20 points. 7-6, 48 to 4-4, 28. Alan Jakovic has 3 goals for the Melbourne side.
University this year.
We begin the second quarter at the Melbourne Cricket Ground with the Demons leading by 20 points. Alan Jakovic has 3 goals so far. The Demons going to the right in the second term. Monkhurst, a late inclusion in the side, taps down. A short kick up in the air, going nowhere. Chance for Williams. Francis off the edge of the square. Short kick down towards full forward. No mark taken. Good punch away there by Lamprell. Snapshot is only one behind. Kick through by Peter Dacos. So the difference now 19 points. As the Demon bench go through some warm-ups. Kick in straight up the middle of the ground. Williams again looks for the hand pass. Krasiska lobs a high one into the square. Lamprell is there for the Demons, and he kicks towards the outer side. Plenty of space out there. Not too many options for him, actually. It goes over the boundary line in front of Paul Williams.
Actually, watching Peter Road kick in, Peter, the kick went well outside the 50-metre line, so Tim, his assessment of swirling wind is spot on.
Yes, the newsstand has altered it. Russell. McEwen in good position to mark, but couldn't do so over Peter Road. And the boundary thrown will be about 15 to 20 metres around from the behind post. McEwen kicked 1 goal in the first quarter with a strong mark. Steins and Manson. There's a chance for a goal. Watson, has he got his second? He has. Shane Watson, just the start that Lee Matthews would have liked in the second quarter, gets his second goal, and the Magpies come a little bit closer. 7-6 to 5-5.
He's got a bit of talent, hasn't he, this youngster? On screen, there he is, number 14. Manson did well there. They're playing in front and using his body, but still just the way he moves, the way he thinks. He's a talented youngster.
So the good bounce back in the centre. Monkhurst certainly winning the knockouts. Kick off the ground by Todd Viney. Goes wide. Hecker worried out of it by Cuthbertson. Helped out by Francis. Handball by Krasiska goes back to Francis. Francis, kick towards half forward. Good mark taken by Goodwin. And he arrogantly runs away. Kicks it back towards half forward. Not to the advantage of his teammate there, Gary Lyon. And Krasiska marks quite easily. Handballs away to Dacos. Dacos, short kick. Not bad either. There's 4 of them. They can raffle it. McGuan. Still got 2 in assistance. Goes wider still to Christian. Christian runs up to the 50-metre line. Kicks very, very poorly. And it's broken down. Road is able to punch it away. Steins. Yates. Probably could have kept going straight. Now goes back. Onto the right foot. Pass it towards the centre. Pickering takes a good mark in the finish.
He is a good overhead mark, Michael Pickering. Former vice-captain at Richmond, and actual one of best and fairest down there, Pickering.
Just wide of the centre. Kicks wider still. And it's not bad. The lead by Jakovic good. The kick was okay. But Jakovic marks about 60 metres from goal. There's no one home. If he gets onto it, it could bounce through. Lyons hits back there.
Now that should be a free kick.
Certainly pushed out. By Francis, was it?
Umpire.
Gary Lyon not happy. Tony Francis breathes a sigh of relief.
Now watch this. Look, there's a push. Now surely, now you know what the umpire would say? The player who infringed kept his eye on the ball and was going for the mark, but that's not the point. Well, he gave away the free kick.
Certainly behind on the scoreboard to Melbourne, so they go to 7-7. Collingwood 5-5. Dacos' kick. Starcevic drops it. Kick by Lehman into the pocket. Oh, nearly a good effort by Watson. Gathered by McEwen. The kick goes into the square. Melbourne get back. Watson outnumbered. Ball still winnable there. Todd Viney and Tingay, safety first, gives away behind.
Could have gone wider, but he didn't know that he had teammates in Melbourne's left back pocket. Instead, he handball with his left hand through the goal square. Could have brought it around and got it away.
Steins makes a lead. Monkhurst punches down well. Dacos has the run of the ball. Richardson, hand pass onto Williams. And a goal. It's his first goal. Steins and Monkhurst do battle. Dacos taps down, got taken high. A play on call. Francis trying to burrow through. Sullivan gets it out to Tingay. Sullivan was one of the demon stars in the first quarter with 2 goals, and Gary Lyon this time will be paid the mark. Maybe unluckily not to get a free kick in the goal square a couple of minutes back.
Well, that's amazing, Pete. If he is awarded the free kick, all of a sudden Melbourne get the goal.
That's right.
Goes down the other end, Collingwood get the goal. It's only 7 points of difference.
Complete turnaround, Robbo.
There's this stationary forward line. You can see there, Djakovic not making the lead, waiting for the long bomb.
Spiral punt kick, which is what he goes for. Ball punched well clear for Collingwood by Pert. Stretch runs onto it well. Long kick into the square. Beveridge is always useful in the situations. Russell. Scotty Russell, good turn of speed. Nice shepherd behind play. Gaper has it. Turns beautifully out of trouble. Gets it back to the running Scott Russell. Will he go all the way? Christian takes what was not a particularly good hand pass. Manson looked awkward. Williams taken high.
Rat
Is it
bag
too
stuck
high?
by Manson. Terrible effort by Manson.
And Stretch will take the free kick. He's tried to be perhaps a little bit too smart. The Moose. Sullivan, who kicked 2 in the first quarter. Boot the ball pretty quick, but this time out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Collingwood in the right back pocket.
Well, and Djakovic mouthing off to Chris Sullivan.
Well, that's not a good sign, is it, really?
No, I
it's,
don't think it is a good sign, Ian. A player of
teamwork,
Djakovic's experience.
Teamwork that wins matches, and it was absolutely magnificent by Scott Russell to carry the ball out. There's a shocking kick by Todd Viney, and it puts the big man under enormous pressure. He's got McGuan, but McGuan's got some help. Right, gets around Cuthbertson, kicks it nicely. Starcevic got a chance, sits for him, gathers round onto the favoured right-hand side. Handball too far for Francis. Strong Glenn Lovett. Melbourne may get out of trouble. Glenn Lovett now forced to kick wide, too far for Lyon. Gary Lyon keeps the ball in, and then with physical strength still helps Melbourne to keep the ball at centre wing, and Cuthbertson pushed over the line by McGuan. Boundary throw-in will take place. Centre wing, a flat throw-in. Steins gets it and thumps it 15 metres towards his team's goal. Gathered by Dacos. Nearly elected to go short, then forced to kick long. Centre half forward marking contest. Tingay, good hands. Yates feigns the handball and then goes long in towards centre half forward. Getting back Hecker, and well done. Took a good mark.
But Djakovic gone a little bit harder then.
Hecker's kick wide to Christian.
Christian getting his own hand pass back. It wasn't a particularly good one, and then it props. Brasiska looks for a free kick against Stretch. He won't get it. Throw it on the outer side on centre wing. So the game moving up a gear or two in this second term. It's going to be Schwartz, number 5, getting the front position for the boundary throw-in. Ball comes out the back to McGuan, trying to pick it up off the edge of the square. Then we got Shirt fronted for his trouble. Starcevic a little bit slow to get the hand pass away. Williams, I'll use expression from Peter McKenna, ducks back into trouble. Phoebe off the ground. Schwartz, and a little bit of a dish up behind play. Here's Sullivan again. Chips it in short. The Moose is there. Henwood. Phoebe. 2 Collingwood players down there. They could rattle at Monkhurst. Nathan Clues in the side. Onto Christian. Low trajectory pass, and that's accepted down there by Richardson. Richardson from half-back. Centering kick. Steins with the screamer. Beveridge. MOD so far. Jay Steins. Chalk it down. Monkhurst. Backs forward. Really a repetition of yesterday. Brad William coming off second best when he hit the goalpost at Football Park. Luckily that time for Monkhurst, although I think he's a bit sore, won the contest. Dacos. And Christian now has some room on the outer flank.
Well done, Dacos. Good vision. Christian's kick has been marked by Manson. Manson plays on. Not a really good kick usually, but this one comes off. It's marked by Starcevic. In turn to Scott Russell, who's a brilliant ball carrier. McGuan equally as good. Short kick though, marked there by Lamprell. Todd Viney drops what he should have taken. Short pass. Cuthbertson does well. Lamprell's run very nicely from the back line. Handball away to Phoebe. In turn to Michael Pickering. Pickering's kick. You must go, Schwartz. He must have thought there were 3 guys there to help him. And Krasiska took a simple mark. Richardson. In turn to Gaifer. Krasiska. Richardson looking to mount something. Kicks it high in the Christian direction. No mark taken. Melbourne may go forward here. Stretch court. Gets the handball away. Was it fair? Attempted kick off the ground by Beveridge. Rebound to Viney, but a free kick has been kicked out of it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, they were playing everything for throws yesterday at Football Park.
Williams kicks it wide where Hecker has made good position for Collingwood.
Playing quite a handy game. Christian coming into his own in the second quarter. There's quite a few possessions, too far out to score. A kick and a bit. Well, there's the bit. Starcevic in front should mark. Road late on the scene. Won't be 50, but he will go back and kick from that distance. Craig Starcevic, who gets onto it, just about to make this. Not with that kick. That's a shocker. Tried the flat punt, I guess. That's the best excuse I can make for him. Tingay to look for the hand pass. Viney is there. Steins gives him backup support. The Brownlow medalist chips it in short. Badly directed kick. Was looking
by
for
on the road too, but Melbourne player.
And Michael Gaifer will put Collingwood back into attack from almost the true centre-half forward position. He goes in short. Bad marking there. McGuan shepherded well. Long kick. Won't be a score out of bounds on the full, so pressure on both sides taking its toll. And it's going to be a free kick to Melbourne in the left back pocket. Taken by Road. That's for Steins. He finds him right on the boundary line in front of Starcevic. He's coming back to Road. Well, that's dangerous. Maintained possession, but they haven't really gained too many metres. Lehman in front. He'll take the ball over the boundary line in front of Yates. Throw in 65 metres out from goal. 13 minutes left in the first half.
Gee, I wonder, Don, whether it's worth all that risk of going across goal. Huh?
Melbourne about to make a change. Williams about to come on.
Lehman's kick to the front of the goals. The bounce. Still in the square. Oh, it's just touched in the finish. I don't think anyone had got to it before. Road had. And it goes through for a behind to Collingwood.
Now, Williams is coming on, Henwood off now. Henwood may be paying the penalty of not going with Christian, who has been a driving force for Collingwood.
Williams worries Glenn Lovett out of it. Williams goes for his second. Long kick. Well done. The youngster getting back there, Lamprell.
Doing well, Lamprell, because Lehman had to sit then. That was a great effort. He's impressed me, this fellow.
Well, he's playing on Watson.
Good battle between those two.
Two young fellows. Pushed out was Steins. Kicked by Dacos. Shot for goal, misses to the left.
Obviously bags those Peter Dacos.
2 behind so far, Don.
7-7 plays 6-8. Melbourne lead by 5 points. Kick in by Lamprell, goes to the far side. Nearly a Melbourne mark out there to Goodwin. Oh, he's confronted by Damien Monkhurst.
50.
And I think you might be right, Pete. Yes, he's getting a 50-metre penalty.
I think he might have conned the umpire on that occasion, I think. Andy Goodwin, he's all right.
Kicks in towards the pocket. Melbourne mark Jakovic.
No, because the umpire hadn't set the mark and Goodwin played on. Consequently, the ball has now got to come back.
Well, fair enough. Goodwin's kick went a good distance, and he was probably 30 metres back from where he is now, so if he can get onto this, he'd certainly have some chance of kicking the distance. Andy Goodwin, real goer. Finishes just to the left of the square. No mark taken. Free kick picked out of it. And it's going to Collingwood to be taken by Gary Pert. Is it back there? Quite near the goal square. So Pert will kick to that far side. Gets under it a little bit. It goes outside 50 metres. Good mark. Wonderful mark taken by Christian.
Christian at the right half-back flank for the Magpies. Having a particularly good second quarter. Hugs the boundary line with his kick. Marking contest out there. Manson, I thought, might have tried to spoil from behind. Goodwin instead has been paid the mark in front. So the Let's take a look again. Don, would you have gone?
I would have given it to a good one in front, because see how he brought the ball down. It was only the fact that Manson ripped it out of his hands at the last moment that the ball became a disputed one. But the man who did control it was this man on screen.
The former Tiger. He runs around the mark quite well with a lovely balk. Kicks long again. Pert and Jakovic. Pert punches clear. Love it. Viney, Monkhurst out of bounds. Well, they've gained about 45 metres and they throw in about 30 metres now from the behind post. 11 minutes left in the second quarter. Two number threes are there. Gafer, Lyon, Monkhurst. Lyon gets a quick kick at it, didn't travel very far. Could be a goal to Beveridge if he's accurate. Stabs at it, and the goal umpire says you have got the goal.
5 plays 44, Melbourne. Chance through Cuthbertson, dispossessed there by Lehman. Lehman kicks it high, back towards centre half forward for Collingwood. No mark taken. Phoebe, kick off the ground by Road, not a bad ploy. Bounces awkwardly, but eventually Cuthbertson gathers. Kicks it in the direction of Pickering, and well done, Michael Pickering. He just worked so hard to get the front spot and marked in front of Hecker. Handball is nearly on to Lovett. No, he goes to Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson in towards the 50-metre line. Steins fell over. Ball rebounds. Glenn Lovett just gets his foot to the ball. Doesn't go anywhere near the distance he would have preferred, and Krasiska chops it off. His high kick. Oh, getting there a little late to stretch. Christian Marks. Away go Collingwood. Ball on centre wing, Williams. Oh, his handball has been brilliantly smothered by Schwartz, but Williams goes after it again. Well done, Paul Williams. Oh, gather it, son. You've done very, very well. Road. Now it rebounds for Melbourne. Viney to Beveridge. And Melbourne out of trouble. Beveridge. Stretch has got the footy. Kicks it in towards the centre. One-on-one. Pickering and Hecker. Pickering again, but Monkhurst is there. Solid as a rock. He's well caught by Lyon. Hecker under pressure. Still Melbourne working to keep it in their forward line. But now Collingwood will get it out through Krasiska. He's run half a mile. Gets the hand pass away. McGuan, one way then the other. Short pass, oh, a little too far for Dacos. Watson, kick across his body, and McEwen marks about 15 metres out on a very slight angle. Well done, McEwen in front.
Now back in the centre of the ground, Krasiska is down on one knee, and he doesn't look too good. The trainer is just going out to attend to him now. There he is, Gavin Krasiska, as you can see there on the left calf. The insignia or the tattoo of the Magpie. All players, or nearly all players, had that done after their victory in the grand final a couple of years ago. And McEwen with his chance after a missed kick from Watson.
Well, he's a pretty good kick for goal, Ronnie McEwen, but he kicks that goal.
Krasiska looking a little bit sore at the moment. He seems to be okay. He's still on the ground, so we'll take it that he is. 2 goals to Ron McEwen after 2 strong marks. He has 1 in each quarter. Away we go again. Nobody gets a decisive tap out. Beveridge tackled by Manson. Kick out towards centre wing. Williams has got pace, uses it, tries to get around 4. Beats 4. Well done. Manson scoops the ball up for Russell. Was that a throw? It certainly would have been penalised at Football Park yesterday. Starcevic waited for it, didn't come to him. Lamport. And the mark taken by Beveridge at half back in front of Peter Dacos. Kicked 2 behind so far, hasn't had much influence on it. Right, beautifully done. What a steal from Lyon. McGuan, Dacos, can he kick his first goal? 45 metres out. The champ has missed 2 behinds and 1 out of bounds on the full to Peter Dacos. A most unlike Dacos performance.
Gary Lyon seems to be playing in the centre now. He was in the centre for that last bounce down.
Rhodes kick. Monkhurst over the top. Tingay, quick gather. Less than 100% effort that time from Tingay. Wasn't under that much pressure. Would have done a lot more with that one, would seem to think. Mick McGuan has the free kick.
Give him a break, Peter. The bloke was right on him when he kicked it.
Oh, look at Krasiska providing the option. Oh, too
Mick
slow.
Is right on the boundary line. Road punches well down. Steins takes the hand pass from Phoebe. A little bit of a grubber. The mark taken at midfield for the Demons by Todd Viney. Viney decides to get things moving quickly. Kicks to half forward. Christian underneath it. Hecker showing a clean pair of heels. On to Dacos. Starting to do some useful things. McGuan at right centre wing. Russell. Will he get it back? No, he goes inboard to Richardson. To Starcevic. Kicks from a standing start. Long kick. Steins takes the safe mark in the last line of defence. So the game's seesawing at the moment between the two half-back lines. And this is Andy Goodwin to get Melbourne out of danger.
Well, I was going to say they could have come this way. They had the numbers. Now they elect to. Schwartz. Handball over the top. Yates has got to be quick. And he is. And the hand passes to the advantage of Cuthbertson. Cuthbertson runs onto it. The short kick. Not bad. Good option. Stretch chipped in. Could have taken a second bounce. Goes long. Magnificent kick by Stretch. On the run, if you don't mind. 61 plays 50. And every time Collingwood get to within one straight kick, Melbourne seem to be able to get the vital goal back. We've got 6 minutes left, and Beveridge will kick Melbourne into attack.
Which he does towards centre half forward. Jakovic nearly pinned by Hecker. He might get a second chance. The umpire has given a free kick. Hecker will take it. And chipping in is Glenn Lovett. Ball out of bounds. Under 6 minutes left in the half. The top game of football so far. And probably the best is yet to come. Grant Williams there, number 36. Pickering, 35. Couldn't get out. Francis does. Wild sort of a hand pass. On the end of it ultimately is Richardson. Williams was the high flyer.
Courage by
Stretch. Ball shuffled at the front of the pack. Scott Russell gets the favourable bounce. Richardson has speed just enough. Manson. Dacos. Schwartz, good block. Dacos has still got it. The ball might have even been out of bounds. He didn't. He played on. Lamprell.
Oh, magic.
Hobart.
Yeah, that was good, Don, wasn't it?
Oh, terrific, inspiring stuff.
Pickering, just off the edge of the square. And the mark taken at half forward by
He did
Williams.
a terrific rundown before he chased the fellow, just got his hand to him. Williams
Richardson,
on
was
screen.
it? Richardson, when he just put him off.
Just a half a minute ago. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, it certainly is team lifting.
55 metres out. He has kicked it behind. So a further point to Melbourne. 4.5 minutes left in the first half. 9-8 to 7-8. It's 2 goals the difference at the MCG.
Gee, what a magnificent leap by Lamprell in that back line a minute ago. The kick in comes towards Christian. It must sit for him. Harassing work done by Cuthbertson. Phoebe leaves it behind. Starcevic sweeping around onto that favoured right side. The kick is ordinary. Oh, he could have nearly marked it, Manson. He punched it back towards the centre. Williams, threaded his way through. Kicked it into the pocket. No mark. Certainly touched by the earlier player. McEwen to Christian, and Christian, well done. Summed it up on his non-preferred side. Decided to give it away to Dacos. Dacos is marked well within scoring distance in the left forward pocket, and a chance to get Collingwood's 8th goal. Dacos, what a wonderful kick, no mistake.
Half time, again it's a goal the difference. Monkhurst.
Love it on for Melbourne in the centre on Dacos.
Brett Lovett, I presume. Dacos chips the ball across his body up towards half forward. Starcevic goes for the knock on. Doesn't get the ball very far. Manson down in front of the pack. Cuthbertson tried to hand pass it out. Collingwood can get a goal here. The scores will be level. And Starcevic may be able to do that.
He was
playing on.
But that was terrific play by Tony Francis then.
He burrows in, doesn't he? Craig Starcevic going for his second. Low trajectory kick. Will it get the distance? It's going to be a real line ball decision. It's a goal. Well, umpire pretty positive about that. Scores a level at the G. 9-8 apiece.
Well, the little fellow, Tony Francis, and Craig Starcevic going over there. He is congratulating him. He realised that the efforts of that little fellow were responsible for him getting the mark.
Goal umpire in perfect position there, Don.
Yes, and finally kicking off with a magical goal. That was a long goal. Schwartz in vain, claiming he touched it.
I think quite a few touched it, but obviously it was behind the line. Scores level at the MCG. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left before half-time. Sullivan grabbed by Monkhurst. Did he have the ball? Hecker, a quick kick. Monkhurst 25-metre punch away down towards half-forward. Dacos a steal. Starcevic, could he get another one? A hand pass. This could be a goal to Richardson. Well, Lehman it is directly in front. He's got it. The Magpies hit the front by 6 points. Troy Lehman kicking his first and Collingwood's 10th, 10-8 to 9-8.
Well, this little fellow on screen there, Troy Lehman, finished higher in the best and fairest count at Collingwood last year than Paul Williams, yet wasn't awarded best first-year player. Quite an interesting award, that one, because I thought he had a terrific year, young Troy Lehman, in his debut year last year from Waikerie in South Australia.
68 plays 62. Collingwood by just that goal, kicked a few seconds ago. Real struggle for possession. No messing around. Richardson comes through the pack, kicks it towards half forward. Nearly a mark back there to Goodwin. Tidied up by Phoebe. Phoebe's kick in short. Pickering marks. Handballs away. Stretch. Kick across his body. Looks for Steins and finds him in front of Christian, but he's still 2 kicks from goal. Now he goes long, in towards the forward pocket. Jakovic marks.
Oh,
Hey!
I
Come on, umpire Cameron. Finessing, Lyon, Schwartz. Kick across his body, not bad. Just misses to the left. So 2 behinds to David Schwartz. And Robert Flower in the coach's box there, giving Johnny Northey some assistance as the kick-in goes to the far side and Richardson marks.
Phoebe off and Henwood on for Melbourne. Henwood going down the back line.
Short pass. That's effective. Francis draws a man. Hecker from left half-back flank tries to do likewise, and then a nice balk to get around Cuthbertson, and a lovely steal by Williams. Gafer. McGuan measures the pass up towards half-forward. Stretch was there in front of Starcevic. The latter may win out. He does. Williams on his own marks in front of Graham Yates.
The reason Williams is by himself, he Stretch's man. Stretch went to spoil Starcevic and Williams stayed back.
Right, picks him out. Oh, and gets cannoned into, will it be 50?
Just at the critical moment. Maybe a little bit late, Henwood.
A little bit. What do you think, Robbo?
I think he was committed to keep on going, and
if
he didn't, as long as he didn't lift his elbow.
Now watch this. Just a little late, that's all.
I think that's the only thing. When the fists or a clenched fist or an elbow goes in, then you've got to question what the man does. But
well, he was committed. Had he have not done that, Henwood, he would have been dragged from the ground. Not the fact that he put right down. His intent was to punch the ball away. Here we have it from another angle.
Well, he's a tough little bloke, Graham Wright, and I'm sure he's going to be all right. And well, if you can bounce back from that and take your kick, I think you've shown a bit of strength there.
Another one has broken out in midfield, and Lyon in there, Hecker, Christian, Williams, Russell. I guess almost to be expected, something like this. And right on the half-time siren. Anyway, let's get back to the footy. One behind. Hit by Craig Starcevic, right on the half-time siren, and it's still going.
So Williams involved there with Richardson and Dacos. A lot of pushing and shoving, players flexing their muscle. Right, still in the hands of the trainers and the doctor. There he is, the doctor on right.
They had a few words to Peter Cameron, members of that group there.
Actually, Collingwood kicked 6-5 down to that left-hand end, Peter. To Melbourne's 2 goals, 3 to the right-hand end.
OK, so a check of the half-time scores. Plenty of controversy right on the bell. Collingwood leading by exactly 1 goal, 10-9 to 9-9 at the MCG. But I think we'll be right for the rest of the day. Second half in the MCG, Collingwood leading by 6 points after they trailed by 20 at quarter time. The Demons have what has been the scoring end so far in this third quarter. They need to make the most of it if that rain does in fact come. Dacos tries to spin out, can't do so. Sullivan, Lyon, gets it and turned to Brett Lovett. And the mark taken down there by their full forward in Djakovic.
No mark.
No mark. He didn't play it.
Smothered off the boot.
Well, that was a pretty good Krasiska.
Djakovic now at centre-half forward. Steins at full forward for Melbourne.
And the ball over the bounds in front of Graham Wright. And good to see Graham Wright back out there because he copped a pretty heavy knock just in the half-time siren from Moose Henwood. And it resulted in a bit of a scuffle. Boundary throw in. Russell. Monkhurst. Wright. And seems to be moving okay. Lehman.
Schwartz on the ball for Melbourne.
It's a little toe poke kick. Not really much to the advantage of the side. Dacos. And Watson overruns the ball. Chance for Starcevic if he can get clear. He goes for the hand pass over the top. Williams has got speed. He's a pretty good kick on the run. But he sprayed that one. And it's out of bounds on the full. No score. And it will be a free kick in the Demons' left back pocket to be taken down there by Schwartz.
Well, it's a very, very important quarter for Melbourne. We feel as though they may be kicking with the aid of the breeze. And they're able to kick 7 goals, 6 to Collingwood's 4-4 in the first term. So they must get somewhere near that score of 7 goals in this third quarter if they're to hang on to any grim chance that they may have of winning this game. Goodwin can't take the mark. Punch to the front and thumped away eventually by Glenn Lovett for a boundary throw in right half forward for Collingwood. So it's probably about a kick and a half, maybe a kick and 3/4 from Collingwood's goal. They lead by 6 points. No change to the score from half-time. Punched forward by Francis. Goes behind Goodwin. Not much talking there between the two Melbourne players. Yates and Rode. Glenn Lovett close to the boundary line. Todd Viney. And he kicks towards the centre wing position. Wonderful gather by Lyon. And good vision. Brilliant kick. Williams. Kick to the front. Djakovic gets rid of Pert. At the back, Steins. A little tap for Djakovic. But well done, Gary Pert. Strength of mind. Little short pass by Hecker finds Krasiska. Back to Hecker. In turn again to Monkhurst. Bounces awkward for the big fellow, but he's able to gather it. Kick away short to McGuan. McGuan goes long. Forward pocket, and a mark is taken by Manson. The ball holding up in the breeze. Lehman. Short again. Too short for McEwen. He gathers it beautifully. Back to Troy Lehman. Lehman's left foot kick to the front of the goal square. Back goes Schwartz and allows the ball to go over for a throw-in the left forward pocket for Collingwood. Right up against the behind post. Collingwood interchange. Brad Rowe, ex-Brisbane Bears, ex-Western Australia.
Oh.
Kick out of the ruck contest. McGuan, little tap to Russell, was all right. Russell across his body into the square. Or Schwartz probably could have marked that. And it goes through for one behind to Collingwood.
Interesting throw in that last one. No one there. Schwartz just getting a foot to it, a la soccer style.
Rode kicks into the near side.
Up to the 50-metre line. In fact, all players misjudged that by about 5 metres. End result of which the ball nearly over the boundary line without being touched.
Interesting to see Monkhurst now up on centre wing when he's on the ball. He was dropping back to cover Djakovic early in the game.
On centre wing, Schwartz and Monkhurst. Stretch, well shepherded, and can he move? Kicked a beautiful goal in the second quarter on the run. Centering kick, that is brilliant football from Stephen Stretch. Williams takes the mark, but too far out to score. Gives it a decent sort of a roost into the goal square. At the back is Steins. He ducks back. Lyon off the ground. I think he's got the goal. He has. Lyon gets the first goal of the third quarter. Collingwood's lead cut to only 1 point. Under 21 minutes left in the term.
Monkhurst gets the tap out. Todd Viney hemmed in. And he's penalised. Well, I find that difficult to follow. McGuan plays on quickly. Kicks into the left forward pocket. Could have nearly been a free kick there to young Watson. Yates gets back. Kicks it high. Very, very high, and enables Wright a chance to come in and punch it away. Graham Wright, Todd Viney the tackler. Through comes Yates. Positive football by Graham Yates. Kicks it high. Back towards the centre wing position. Oh, good mark by Lyon. He's a great player. 50 metres. Come on, be fair income umpires. He was dumped to the ground after he marked it. Lyon's short kick finds Pickering. Pickering shares it away with Glenn Lovett. Glenn Lovett into the pocket. Too far for Djakovic. Far too far. And Djakovic having a frustrating quarter and a bit. after kicking 3 goals in the first term.
Now, obviously, the plan is for Djakovic to lead up the ground. Stein stays in the goal square for the long bomb.
So boundary throw in. Monkhorst, Russell, Dacos. Lovett a little bit too late to stop the champ getting his kick onto the centre wing position. Goodwin was up high, and he's going to fight the mark, I believe he is. That's to the annoyance of the Collingwood supporters. Andy Goodwin. Cuthbertson on a lead, marking in front of Wright on centre wing. A good 2 or 3 kicks from there to goal. Williams in front of Monkhorst, saw the ball dropping short. Viney, he could use him on the edge of the square, didn't see him, I presume, because he was on his own. Gaither, clean bowls Jimmy Steins, he was yorked. Richardson and Sullivan, ball out of bounds in the right forward pocket for Melbourne. 19 minutes left in the quarter. Only 1 goal so far, kicked by Gary Lyon, and that was off the ground. Monkhorst and Steins. He gets an effective tap out. Russell tries to control it. Beveridge. Beautifully done. Lovett. Short kick. Williams. 2 marks in about a minute and a half. And this time he is within scoring distance.
Actually, that really was well done by Brett Lovett to size up the situation and remain cool as he did and spot Williams. Good play. He didn't blast away, as you can see there. Put it into centre half forward. A 9-9. Good kick.
So Grant Williams for his first goal. Looks okay. No, he's missed. So his tally for the afternoon stands at 2 behinds. But it does level the scores here at the MCG. 10-10 apiece.
Didn't seem to kick through that ball then, Grant Williams. Seemed to lay back on a little bit, a little casual. Should have really kicked that one.
For Gary Pert to kick in for Collingwood. Prefers to go to the far side. Passes a little bit too high there for Wright, but he's able to take the hand pass and run away from half back. Short kick in towards the centre's all right. Lehman shares it with Russell. Russell's kick across the half forward area. Mark was taken by Manson. Collingwood transfer play pretty quickly. Short kick. Collingwood mark Watson. Well done, Manson. It was an awkward kick, but that was certainly effective.
Couldn't some Melbourne player chip in? There were 2 of them there. Couldn't they run across the flight of that ball and chipped it out before Watson?
I think it was nearly on, but they couldn't quite get there. See,
look,
both of them. Maybe Glenn Lovett perhaps could have gone.
Glenn Lovett, maybe Brett Lovett. I don't know. But maybe the angle is being a little unkind. The camera angle a little unkind to those Melbourne players.
Watson's kick 2. Watson's kick 3.
Goals. Kicked by the Collingwood rookie Shane Watson. And the Magpies lead by 6 points again before this huge crowd. Once more will they get it out of the centre. Russell tries, can't do so. Viney taken down. Finally, McGuire kicks to the 50-metre line. No one can take the mark. Manson's there again. Goodwin taken out of an opportunity for Francis. Well, doing well was Lamprell. He collided with Francis and they both went down.
Free kick down the ground. Free kick now against Francis on Lamprell. He raised the elbow as the player went in, got his boot to ball, and it was put down after. That was Lamprell.
Cuthbertson takes the free kick over to Glenn Lovett, and Glenn Lovett is at midfield. He goes on with it quickly. Pickering. Stretch. Low trajectory kick, chipping in as Richardson. He's got support there too. Gary Pert moving well up from full back. And Pert, only his 5th kick. Francis and Yates, he's taken down beautifully in the tackle. There's going to be a free kick. Graham Yates is not happy. Pert. 2nd kick for the quarter. Watson overruns the ball. Lamprell gets back quickly. Takes the ball over the line. Boundary throw-in. 16 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Backman of Collingwood are prepared to run down the ground. We saw Pert there. Krasiska has done it, and Christian had done it on other occasions. Richardson's already kicked a goal from the back pocket.
Up high Manson. Big kick came from Lovett. And the mark is taken by Cuthbertson. That was Brett Lovett. He spent most of the first half, maybe all the first half, on the bench. Pickering, sticky fingers, good hands.
Did well, Krasiska.
Brett Lovett now from midfield. His kick is up towards half forward. Hecker got a little bit underneath the ball. Monkhorst and Djakovic. Monkhurst gets there first. Long looping hand pass by the big ruckman. Goodwin went between his legs, taken down by Hecker, and the ball spills free. Starcevic, ever the opportunist, gives it back to Pert, who kicks from the standing start up towards the centre wing area, and the mark was taken by Troy Lehman.
She's not a big rap to Djakovic's pace if Damien Monkhurst can run away from him. Manson marks the short kick. Play on, says the umpire. Still there to be won. Lehman's a chance. Just gets his foot to the ball. Awkward bounce there for Francis. And Goodwin, who probably could have taken possession, plays the percentages and thumps it over the boundary line. 11-10 plays 10-10. 15 minutes left in the third quarter. Oh, down goes Beveridge. Is it from the tackle from Manson? And a free kick to the Melbourne Rover.
The old coat hanger. Here's the old coat hanger. Out goes the straight arm around the neck.
They're pretty ordinary stuff there, but Beveridge has it and kicks it back in towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Ball goes through the back. Chance now for Melbourne. Viney. Slippery little hand pass. Cuthbertson. Well done. Kicks with the left. In towards the pocket, but good body work. Oh! Ordinary. Pert. No nonsense. Goes on with it. Kicks it into the pocket where Russell marks for Collingwood.
I'm glad he didn't connect with that. They might have been looking at a few pictures up at the AFL House during the week. Anyway, it didn't. More hypothetical. Starcevic has the mark. Gavin Krasiska. Looked in a little bit of bother at the end of the first quarter. Seems to be moving okay there. And Melbourne will come away with this. Demons through Glenn Lovett.
Well
Gary
done,
Lyon.
Gary Lyon.
Big fist away. Good as a kick. Russell's going to be there again, though. Not too many options for him. He had to go to the space on the member stand flank. No one there to take it. And it is out of bounds, about 70 metres from the goal. 13 and a half minutes left in this term. Collingwood so far defending well, and they still lead by 6 points. As Monkhurst sets himself for the boundary throw-in, and which he wins. Stretch, couldn't take it. Beveridge, Starcevic, Francis, over the top. Good hand pass to the run of McGuan. And McGuan's kicked down towards the right half-forward flank. Oh, slips catch Ronnie McEwen. Picked it up beautifully, the big fellow. He's taken a couple of marks that have resulted in goals. I don't think you'll get one from this kick. It could be a mammoth kick. 70 metres out. Pretty accurate kick when he gets onto them. Going long anyway, and hoping for the big mark in the square. Steins goes back, tries to punch away from Manson, succeeds in doing that. Dacos is in there, so too is Road for Melbourne. And the Demons through Henwood. I was going to say will come clear. Henwood looks for holding the ball, but it's not going to be.
That Collingwood player try and get the ball on then. Ron McEwen. The rule is you're not allowed to put it underneath you. You've got to try and push it out.
And umpire Cameron will bounce it. Henwood over the top. Good tackle applied down there by Goodwin. I think it's on Francis when he gets up. Yes, it is.
Hard to recognise because he had his arms all the way around him, didn't he? Big boy, Andy Goodwin, too. Tall fellow.
So moves Henwood. Come on. Actually, Francis had to go for the ruck contest there because there was no one else. And the ball was ultimately kicked up to the centre wing position. Hecker tries to get front position, does so, loses it. Good battle down there. Viney, tackle, did he have it? Sullivan in front. The umpire has played the advantage rule, and Sullivan
Got to get this one.
kicks to Djakovic. Oh, pushed.
Yeah, he's right in front, Djakovic.
He pushed Gary Pert right into it, and Monkhurst will take the mark.
Gee, it's disappointing stuff for the Melbourne players further afield. Kicking towards the centre. They still may get something out of it. No, Krasiska leads now from half-back. Collingwood rebound football. Graham Wright on centre wing. Away to Francis. Approaching left half forward. Kick into the pocket. All right. Good mark. Great hands. In front of his face, Ronnie McEwen. Well, there's one thing about McEwen. I think he hurt himself a little earlier. He was limping a bit over this side of the ground.
Djakovic and Pert at it, but Djakovic is being caught behind, waiting. He's letting Pert lead him for the ball. He's got to play in front.
Short pass, McEwen. Christian on his own. Short pass again. Francis. Now, when is that kick not allowed, and when is that kick allowed? Is it only when the umpire blows time on after the player has taken the mark on the severe angle?
No, the player can play on whenever he likes.
Not if the umpire blows the whistle and calls play on.
Djakovic has got the dummy.
Often it's let go, and it has been in this case. Francis kicks for goal, and it looks all right.
The centre for the Demons. He's kicked wide, Cuthbertson and right. Cuthbertson trying to get around, runs out of room. I think he's gone over the line now, surely. No, he hasn't. Russell has it, gets tripped up. It was accidental. And Collingwood through Krasiska will go forward. Should have been a mark. Watson, Dacos. Spears at goal. He often gets those. Look at that one. Magnificent stuff. Only Peter Dacos can kick them. 2 goals to his tally. The Magpies by 18 points.
Well, he's only kicked the 2 goals, but what a magic goal that was. Watch this on replay. Watson, a quick hand pass. I'm impressed with that fellow's football brain. Dacos, best and fairest winner in 82 and 88 for Collingwood. There he's on screen, number 35.
Peter Dacos close to goal of the day. 18 points, under 10 minutes left in the third quarter.
Gee, this man has dominated the centre, Monkhurst. If he doesn't get the tap, he gets the kick away. Puts Melbourne under immediate pressure. Stretch's kick is good. Viney on his own on centre wing. Melbourne must get a goal here to bounce back. Kicking towards full forward. No mark taken. Christian recovers well. Hecker across half-back. Pickering not enough pressure. Still got him now, though. Hecker with the football underneath could be penalised. No, he's going to get the free kick. Right in front of the Melbourne fans. And by gee, when you haul the ball back in like that, there's a big risk that you can be penalised. Hecker goes long. Up high was Henwood. McGuan kicks the ball back to a vacant centre-half forward position. Brett Love at the first back. He's going to be harassed by Williams. Good play. Still at half forward for Collingwood.
There's a fight on.
A short kick. Henwood marks just behind the wing.
Goodwin and Manson, the emergency umpire, out to them.
It's all broken up. Beveridge. Pert and Djakovic. Djakovic, his favourite play, almost his only play, leads up, ducks back, kicks at goal. Has he got his fourth? Yes, he has. Goal. He got 3 in the first, none in the second, and now 1 in the third quarter. Under 8 minutes left, no love lost between that pair. The ball in the meantime is back in the centre to be bounced again. A real football game here. 2 goals the difference before this huge crowd at the MCG. Pickering gets it over to Viney, and Viney will put Melbourne into attack again. Maybe albeit briefly. Lovett, that's Glenn Lovett. Looks for the hand pass. Cuthbertson onto Pickering. A good shot at goal normally. Steins. Marks, yes!
Well done, Jimmy Steins.
Well done, Pickering.
There's a good effort by Steins then. He really did make up a bit of ground to get to that chest mark. Not an easy one to take. Watch this, he really is making an effort there. Christian in hot pursuit.
Now Stein's going to run around because he's right on the boundary. There's the man that kicked it to him, Michael Pickering.
It's a difficult angle.
It is. Not an impossible one. A little bit of daylight between the posts for him. He'll run around a smidgen. Kicks at goal, and the Brownlow medalist has got it. So the Demons fight back in the third quarter. It's 6 points the difference, 13-10 to 12-10.
See, that was a beautiful goal. If we get it on replay, because Steins is a right foot kick. And the way he measured that goal, I thought he was going to put it onto his right foot. You can see there, he's wearing a back brace. Jim's got a back problem. He's had it for a number of years. But that was a magical kick for goal. On the left foot, not a problem for him. Great skill.
Yes, I concur wholeheartedly, Don. It was a top effort by the big ruckman. Now, important that Melbourne win this centre bounce. Monkhurst taps it down. Away goes Francis. He's caught with the ball. Could be penalised, yes. Tried to break through the tackle. And was restricted. Free kick to Melbourne. Glenn Lovett has it right in the centre of the ground. Kicks towards half forward. Melbourne mark. They've got 2 on 3 here, or 3 on 2 should I say. Kick into the pocket. A little too deep. Gatherers by Djakovic. Goes one way, then kicks with the left foot. Back towards the goal front. Pickering. Tapped on. Further towards half back. Melbourne have got the numbers. They run into each other. Beveridge to Todd Viney. Viney's kick into the pocket. Melbourne mark, the big fella's got it again. Well, can we have it all tied up at three-quarter time? What a magnificent last quarter we can look forward to.
I thought Stynes was going to clean up Williams here. Williams in front. There he is. I just thought he was going to get cleaned up, but it was Christian coming through. Made Williams pay. Now Stynes has a chance for his second.
Much easier than the previous shot at goal where he was successful. And he does it beautifully again.
Scoring 3 goals in 4 minutes to draw level. They trailed by 3 goals, of course, only a short time back. As Ian Robertson said, very important to get it out of the centre. Schwartz does, but it's not a particularly good kick. Slews off the side of the boot. Hecker leading in the race for the ball, and he takes it over the boundary line in front of Sullivan.
He's done a good job, Hecker. He's gone on to Sullivan and kept the little fellow quiet.
But just so important for Schwartz to put an effective kick in then.
Up in front was Schwartz. Good tackle by Francis. Monkhurst taken down by Schwartz. Ball spills free. It comes to Beveridge from Pickering. Beveridge steadies. He'll be looking for Jakovic.
Kick.
Who's holding who? Stynes and Christian. Ball into the pocket. Krasiska, fine tackle. Pert taken over the boundary line with the ball. Throw in 15 metres from the behind post.
Who was the free
What
kick
a
to?
free kick. It should have been against Christian.
To Stynes.
He was holding Stynes, and the umpire was there.
Knocked down by Monkhurst. Francis went without it. Russell didn't. Not a well-directed kick. Schwartz, barely the required distance. Love it.
Kick again.
Pickering, sticky fingers in front of Graham Wright. Mark some 50 metres out.
It was similar to the one that he gave Williams earlier. Lovely little kick where he could see the Melbourne player out of the corner of his eye and just lobbed it on his chest.
So the former Richmond vice-captain has a chance to bring up his first goal for the afternoon. Kick number 9 for Pickering, right on 50. He'll get the distance, only just. It's a real line ball. It's close, it's there. So the Demons, with 4 goals in about 6 minutes, have hit the front at the MCG, 14-10 to 13-10. What a game.
Well, I was surprised when Richmond traded this fellow in the draft. Here's Lovett across to Pickering. He comes well credentialed. He's the best and fairest winner in 1988. He was second in 87, third in 85. And as a youngster, won their best and fairest in the under-19s in 1982. Monkhurst off and Rowe on for Collingwood.
Certainly will need to give Monkhurst a bit of a spell. Melbourne finishing the quarter beautifully. 4 minutes left. Viney's kicking towards the goals. Good mark taken by Krasiska running back. Difficult one, but he did it very well. Handball away to Pert. Pert back in towards the centre. Nearly a Melbourne mark, a Collingwood mark there to Manson. Brad Rowe into the play quickly. Tranter as well. His kick towards full forward. Watson can't mark. Swooping on it, Lehman. Attempted kick off the ground. Well done, Yates, and Stretch. Yates gets his foot to the ball, and it goes bouncing over the boundary line. And the Melbourne boys in defence there pretty happy with themselves.
Did
that
well
looked
then,
a
Yates.
bit of a threat. 60 metres from the Collingwood goal. Down it goes towards Richardson. Tranter, rather. Now Rowe. Tackled by Henwood. He was going nowhere. Todd Viney. Trip. Not paid? Yes, it has been.
You're right, Tranter does look like Richardson, doesn't he?
Maybe a little slimmer, but Viney towards the half-forward area. Oh, there's a... could have been nearly a free kick
There was
against
2
Stynes.
free kicks, one for Stynes and then one for Starcevic. Didn't even see them, he was right there. Stynes has hurt himself too.
Well, we do have one very experienced umpire,
watch
Peter
this.
Cameron.
There's
Ooh.
a free kick, and there was one earlier, and Stynes has hurt himself.
Kicked out by Gafer, back towards the wing. Melbourne mark taken by Schwartz.
He strained his knee when he got bent back there.
Phoebe on for Melbourne, Henwood has gone off.
So Schwartz at left centre wing. Not a long kick. 45 metres. Dacos feeds out the hand pass to Richardson. Up towards centre wing. Manson can't get clear. Schwartz through some pretty heavy traffic. Chandler applies a tackle. Tried to break and caught with the ball. Collingwood free. Advantage paid Russell. Starcevic. Starcevic from right centre wing. Measures his pass down towards right half forward. Tried to find Rowe. Couldn't do so. He was well marked. Road. Stretch. They'll come clear, or will they, Melbourne? Yes, they will finally. Ball kicked away for them by Phoebe. Richardson will look for the hand pass. Starcevic gives it back to Dacos. A lot of possessions here. The statistician's busy. Francis. Russell at midfield. Now he can kick long, just outside the 50-metre line, into the goal square. Marking contest down there. No one can take it. McEwen, was he taken high or was it holding the ball? Neither, says the umpire.
Out of bounds.
That was the other option.
My word. Gee, it's terrific, isn't it?
Great game.
Great pressure.
It's amazing, Robbo, because Melbourne and Collingwood on this ground always provide a good contest, seemingly no matter where they are on the ladder. McEwen chases it, can't make ground, it's out of bounds again.
Well, I can tell you that there was good money over the weekend for Melbourne to win the game and also win the game by more than 39 points at the Tabaret, Pete.
Well, if they win, I don't think it'll be by that much, Robbo. Scores have been pretty close all day, haven't they? Rowe, McEwen, past Goodwin, who still runs at the ball. Francis, left foot snap. One behind only to the little Collingwood rover. And Tony Francis has scored 1-1, 14-10 to 13-11. So just a kick in it, close to three-quarter time.
Lee Matthews, Barry Rawlings, Ronnie Richards anxiously looking on. Yates kicks it to himself and then boots it further afield to Viney. Viney's got a player on his own. It's Goodwin. Melbourne are away on centre wing. There's no one in front of him. Will he shear it away? Run up, Brett Lovett. Create the man over the top. May mess this up. No, he won't. Sullivan gathers. Oh, he's got through. Pass is brilliant. No, Jakovic slips through his fingers. Back goes Pert first to recover. Player on his own on this near side is Christian. Pert's been caught, but the ball still free. Away go Collingwood now. The kick is back towards centre wing. Marcus taken by Goodwin. Plays on. Kicking towards half forward. No mark taken there by Pickering. Still Melbourne a chance. Lovett's kick. It'll be marked for Melbourne by Pickering.
Goodwood's hurt himself.
There's the siren, Don.
An important kick here for Michael Pickering. Melbourne lead by 5 points. He could make it 11.
Kicked a beautiful goal before. Kick coming, I think, from Williams.
Lovett.
Richardson just caught behind. As I said, he kicked a beautiful goal from the 50-metre mark. He's close at this time. The distance won't be a problem, but the angle was quite acute. He could take a line from that kick of Jimmy Stein's. He'd be able to thread it through. Pickering kicks at goal and has missed, has he? One behind, so 1-1. Kicked by Michael Pickering in that term. As we check the three-quarter time scores, it's 1 goal the difference again, but Melbourne in front this time, 14-11 to 13-11.
Breather at three-quarter time here at Princes Park.
The final quarter at the MCG, we have a thriller on our hands. Collingwood trailing, but they have the scoring end in the last term, and that is left of screen. Pumping punch away by Manson. They're not getting it very far though. Collingwood, the ball rebounding back into the square. And umpire's found a free kick. Peter Cameron awarding it to the Magpies. Gaither picks it up. He's gone out wide. He's got Richardson. Richardson down to half forward.
Oh, good mark.
Schwartz in front. Phoebe takes the mark. Phoebe from centre half back. One-on-one contest here, but Russell makes it no contest.
Gee, that's a risk.
In front of his opponent.
Well, it's a misdirected kick. He was trying to get it across to Williams, and it went too far to the left.
Tries for the spiral punt kick, doesn't really get onto it, and it makes the tidying up work for Peter Rode fairly easy. Rode goes out wide. Goodwin and Richardson this time again. Tackle maybe a little bit late. Tranter gets taken high, and this time there will be a free kick. Gee, it could be 50 metres against Stretch. It is.
This is the critical 50 metres that I do not like. All of a sudden, maybe because the guy doesn't hear the whistle.
It'd be pretty easy not to hear it out there, Robert.
Well,
No, that's not the, no, I agree. In a lot of instances when it's something along that line, you just get carried away with the flow of the game.
Now he's penalised 50. There's no way known he would have kicked a goal from where he was.
Well, 2 kicks
and he's certainly, well, he'll certainly kick the distance here.
Brendan Tranter has a chance to tie it up again in the last quarter. Came on late in the third term. Kicks at goal. And gets it. Oh, gets it behind. Well, no umpires can trick you all the time. So a golden opportunity missed there for Collingwood. And Peter Rode to kick in.
I was with you, Pete. I thought that was a goal. But sometimes when you watch the play, you can see their reaction. He didn't look very happy. Beautiful kick in. Goes nearly in towards the centre. Well done by Goodwin. Got it on quickly. Sullivan nearly took the mark. In there to just give a little bit of a passage was Gary Lyon, and it's another statistics that won't go down to his positives. Sullivan's kicking towards the centre. No free kick. Dacos nearly caught. Slips the tackle. Away to Gayfer. Back to Dacos. Collingwood sharing it around. Dacos goes straight towards centre half forward. Brad Rowe just is a nuisance for Schwartz. Now Russell on to Manson. Manson shot for goal, may bounce through and goes. Collingwood in front.
Getting his first goal, and Collingwood back in front by only 1 point. 22 3/4 minutes left in the match. 96 plays 95. Hecker done well, the young lad. Cuthbertson.
Now that was well done by Peter Cameron. He spotted Goodwin holding Starcevic. Why don't they play it all the time?
If they play it, they see it. Don Starcevic. Good long roost down towards full forward. Road taps down. Dacos. Can he make it another one? He has! That's a goal. Dacos magic. Early in the final quarter, the Magpies on a roll. 15-12 to 14-11.
Well, I thought his goal in the third quarter was pretty good.
It wasn't bad.
When they're kicking the other end, but this one, what a goal. Have a look at it. Down the ground, he reads it. Over the left shoulder. Right foot snap. You just got to shake your head.
He does
In
it so
bewilderment,
often.
don't you? It's not a fluke. It's like Gary Albert, because they do it so often. They mean it.
Peter Dacos, 3 goals, 2 and 1 out of bounds, and the goals have got better. 22 minutes left in this thriller. 102 plays 95. Dacos again.
Melbourne get it out of the... Collingwood get out of the centre, rather. Brett Lovett chops it off. Left half back. Could be a mark here. Oh, good effort by Glenn Lovett.
He's got the job on Dacos.
In the pocket. 2 Melbourne players. Kicks it in there. And a good mark. Pickering, is it?
Yep.
Nearly cleaned up by Collingwood opponent, but he had his eyes right on the football. And Pickering is marked.
Takes a lot of courage to do what Pickering did then. But it's interesting, the player that got the ball down there was Lovett. That is Glenn Lovett. Now his man is Dacos. Now Dacos kicks a goal the other end. He's got to get the defensive side into his game, because this could result in a Melbourne goal.
Well, it has to result in a Melbourne goal. Pickering missed one right on the 3/4 time siren. Same distance, same angle. And this looks pretty good. No, he's missed. So another critical miss to Michael Pickering. 1-2 against his name. The behinds have levelled up, but they trail by 1 goal.
Hecker with Sullivan in pursuit. His kick to the centre wing position. Phoebe was up high. Tranter over the top of Lovett. Looks for Williams. Couldn't find him. Williams spins out. Starcevic on the end of the hand pass from 49 metres. Drills it home.
With 21 possessions, but more importantly, his third goal has given Collingwood a 2-goal break. Bounce back in the centre. Steins in the ruck. Still Melbourne striving to get it away from the centre. Tempted kick off the ground by Dacos. The ball to be won just forward of the centre for Melbourne. The breeze certainly indicating that it's blowing down to the end, to which Collingwood are kicking in this last term. You can see the loose pieces of paper. Francis overruns it. Russell could have been nearly kicking in danger. His kick towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Phoebe beaten for it by Williams. Williams keeps his footing. Starcevic.
Well, it's a free kick Collingwood way. Yates saying that he put a legitimate tackle on Williams. Umpire Cameron saying too high. Watch this on replay. This is a good camera shot. Yates, there's the tackle.
It was.
No. Or was it just the next tackle?
Just across his chest. Still, they held the play up, and Williams has it at centre half forward for Collingwood. Now, if he gets this into the breeze over his right shoulder, he could nearly kick the distance. Gee, it's a long kick. Now, that'll tell you where the wind's coming from. It's a behind to Paul Williams. He's kicked 1 goal too. and it gives Collingwood a 13-point advantage. 16-13 plays 14-12, and Melbourne, like the boy with the barrow, they've got the job in front of them.
Might be a handy behind that one in the end. On the edge of the square, Steins takes the hand pass. He'll chip it in short. Beveridge. And Beveridge also going in short to Djakovic. Now, Djakovic normally would be within kicking distance, but into the breeze. This is going to be a pretty interesting kick, Robbo.
Well, it was their first real good passage of play to give the ball to Djakovic leading out in front.
And Djakovic is in front, isn't he? Now, Melbourne have made a change.
Oh, it's a shocker. Out of bounds on the full. And he dropped that ball very, very awkwardly onto the boot.
Beveridge is about to come off now. He's signalled to go back on. Tingay warming up for Melbourne on the boundary.
Gafer to Richardson in the back pocket.
A lot of by-play going on between Djakovic and the Collingwood players. McGuan was having a word or two.
Richardson kicks to centre wing. Starcevic punches clear. Tingay nearly took it, but it's Pickering who gives out the hand pass to Goodwin, former Richmond players. Cuthbertson. Steins, good mark, chipped in front of Russell.
Love it.
Needs something to fire, something to happen soon for them.
Yes, they need a goal quickly, Pete.
Steins kicks to the front, tried for Schwartz, and he so nearly brought it down. Hecker and Richardson, it's the latter finally to pick the ball up. This bounce is going to be critical. Good knock on by Tranter, was nearly able to follow it up, but it might be a Melbourne ball. Love it, gives it to Viney. Viney's got speed, he's going to need it. Great tackle by Rowe, and Collingwood will come clear. The Magpie fans roar. They go forward through Williams. Williams' kick up towards the left half forward flank. Watson tried to take the mark. Russell, covering more ground than the early explorers, chips it in a row, and Dacos remarks.
Well done, Scott Russell. He put it down in front of that man on screen, Peter Dacos, and that's how you want the ball delivered. Where's Glenn Lovett?
Dacos runs around, kicks a goal, and gets another one. Dacos gets his fourth, and Collingwood, you could almost say, have a sniff of victory.
Yes, and watching the congratulations of the players back in the centre of the ground, they're congratulating the fellows that initiated the play. Shows a sign full of enthusiasm, Collingwood. Russell out in front of Dacos. See how he can run confidently to that ball. The ball out in front. Good delivery by Russell.
Well, things certainly happen when Scott Russell gets the ball for Collingwood, no matter whether it's in the back pocket or the forward pocket. Here's another champion. Dacos couldn't quite take that ball away. Brett Lovett for Melbourne. Kicks it towards half forward.
Oh!
What a wonderful mark taken by Williams.
Mark of the day.
Jumped early. Hung in the air. And has taken a big grab at centre half forward. And if ever Melbourne need a goal, they need this young man to kick this one. 14-12 to 17-13. Kicks it long, but kicks it inaccurately. And through for his third behind. Started on the interchange bench.
Watch this mark. That is a magical mark. Oh, terrific.
Kick in to be done by Gary Pert. Collingwood by 3 goals. Short kick. Finds Russell.
Again. I said Russell covering a lot of ground. Starcevic has been a good player on the forward line. And from right half back, Collingwood with loose men everywhere. Christian, haven't seen too much of him lately. Tranter has done well since he came on. Oh, Manson slips his opponent easily and marks well within kicking distance. Well, it's been a great last quarter so far by Collingwood. They've done little wrong. The breeze has certainly freshened, but Collingwood doing everything right.
Again, the advantage of playing in front, because it was Tranter who was pushed off the ball. Goodwin slipping at the critical moment. Good mark by Manson.
Manson for his second. 30 metres out and gets it.
5 goals to 0 so far in this last quarter for Collingwood. Ball at centre half forward. Goodwin. Yates. In comes Starcevic. He'll kick his fourth. No, he's missed to the right. 3 goals, 2 to Craig Starcevic. Gee, they're finishing on beautifully, Collingwood.
Viney off and Beveridge on for Melbourne.
Shows a little bit of panic in the Melbourne camp. Beveridge only just coming off the ground. Back on very quickly. Ball at centre-half forward, there to be won. Russell, Tranter, nearly shared it. Short pass, all right, McEwen. Collingwood have got players. They look as though they've got 24 players to 18 instead of 18 on 18. And that's a sign of a pretty good side.
In all fairness to Peter Road, he was the one that kicked the ball in. His man, McEwen, went deep into the left forward pocket, and Road did not expect the ball to come back as quickly. Hence, it's finished up with his opponent, McEwen.
McEwen for goal number 3. And he's done it very, very well. 3 goals for McEwen. And Collingwood kicked their 19th, and they lead all of a sudden by 31 points.
Now here's Road kicking out now. There's McEwen. He just flashed past McEwen. The ball comes back too quickly for Road to get on his man. There's Tranter. Spots McEwen. Look at that. Road not around. And that's Collingwood's 19th goal, and they've had 7 goal kickers.
6-3 to 2 points so far in the last quarter. It's one-way traffic, and Melbourne will have to try to reverse that if they can. Krasiska. Boot the ball quickly. It comes out towards centre wing and Graham Wright. Cuthbertson tries to take the ball and to play off him. Can't do so. Out of bounds. Throw in next to the interchange area.
I said 7 goal kickers for Collingwood. It's actually 9, which shows that everybody is contributing on the scoreboard.
Will contribute in the last quarter, and that breeze has certainly freshened. I don't think that's the difference though between the sides so far in this term. Collingwood first to the ball. Christian to Russell. What a quarter he's having. What a half, actually. Magnificent last half. And Starcevic, he's been a consistent performer for them all day. He's taken the hard ball and he's kicked brilliantly from half forward. Schwartz up to centre wing. No mark taken. Richardson gets back quickly. Sullivan taken out of it with a good bump by Francis, and it's all tied up on the edge of the square. It's like a tag team wrestle out there, and Tony Francis, I don't think, too happy with the treatment. Hands the ball back to the umpire. Bounce on the edge of the square. Steins over the top. Beveridge, who's been on and off the bench in this last quarter. Pert wins from Djakovic, who's not the most popular player in the Collingwood fraternity down there. Christian. Russell. Well, he's just knocked up getting possession, Scotty Russell. I don't think he'll bounce it there too often, though. Back to Tranter. Starcevic, a juggle. Couldn't take it. Sullivan to Stretch, who kicked a magnificent goal with the scoreboard into the ground in the second quarter. They certainly need more of that. Djakovic tries to tap it back to a teammate. Pickering taken down in the tackle. Richardson gets a quick hand pass. The one coming back at Christian was too fast for him, and the Magpies are away. McGuan. Sullivan, a good tackle, but the ball's onto Starcevic. They're running much better, Collingwood, at the moment. Up towards full forward. Lamprell will have to get back quickly. Rowe is there, and the ball taken through for only one behind. So a point to the Magpies. 19-15 to 14-13. 12 minutes left. Melbourne, time's going to beat them, I think.
Yes, Collingwood have done it pretty well, particularly in this last term. The kick in, mark taken by Steins. Handball wide. Cuthbertson. They've got 2 or 3 to combine here. Eventually with Beveridge. Beveridge's short kick in towards centre-half forward. Marcus taken by Tingay. Now they've got to get something out of this. Don't wait so long till they get back. Now he goes bang with the long kick to the square. 2 on 2. And a free kick has been kicked out. And it's going to Collingwood to be taken by, not Gary Burton, I think, is it? Djakovic telling umpire Cameron what he thinks of the decision. And it will go to Collingwood to be taken by Gaither. The kick marked by Starcevic, picked up there by Hecker.
The Melbourne runner's gone out to Djakovic too, and I think he's going to come off the ground.
To Tranter. Kick goes back towards the wing. Francis. Court. Schwartz, the harasser. Ball still on the centre wing. Collingwood fans ecstatic here. Djakovic being dragged. With 11 minutes left in the game, Alan Djakovic dragged off the ground. And coming back on will be Wayne Henwood. Backing himself as Road.
Peter Road to Stephen Stretch. Good gather in front of Francis on the boundary line on the outer side. To cross his body, and only to see big James Manson take the mark. And look for a hand pass and get one. Russell
Rubbing salt into the wound now with these little short, arrogant passes.
Tranter. Well, they're playing with a lot of confidence, and that's the way they began the last quarter. And they've really just gone on with it, haven't they? Stretch. On the boundary line, Tranter again. Francis. A knock on, but that is out of bounds. Whether is it a free kick or is it a throw-in? It's a throw-in. 10.5 minutes left. Melbourne camp not particularly happy. Steins wins that one. Quick kick out of the pack comes up in the direction of Graham Yates, who slips over on the lush MCG turf. Yates kick back to centre wing. Starcevic at the back. Tranter, he's had a few possessions, hasn't he, since he came on late in the third quarter. Cuthbertson marks at centre half back. Well, there were 7 changes in the Melbourne side last week. There'll be a few more next week as they try to find the winning formula, because it doesn't appear as though they've found it today. And after a lacklustre last quarter, Beveridge to Brett Lovett.
Well done.
Gets it out to Sullivan, who got a shocking bounce, and Richardson was able to capitalise. Richardson, a quick hand pass, Rowe gives it out in turn to Graham Wright. Wright looks for the little chip pass, and that's effective. Watson, 48 metres out, steadies, long into the goal square, McEwen in front, and off the hands. Through for only one behind. So the point to the Magpies, 19-16. And Melbourne still without a goal in the final quarter, 14-13.
Kick in comes to the near side. Graham Wright up high, couldn't take the mark. Well done, Cuthbertson. Gets it across to Sullivan. He's caught. 4-on-1. Had no chance there. Short kick. Mark was taken by Francis. Kicks it into the pocket. Collingwood, no. Just slips out of Ronnie McEwen's hands and over for a boundary thrown in the left forward pocket. So Collingwood toying with the opposition now. 8 3/4 minutes left.
Beveridge about to come off again, and Todd Viney on for Melbourne.
Boundary throw in. Melbourne under pressure. Steins. Handball away. Glenn Lovett. In turn to Phoebe. Phoebe up towards centre half forward. Schwartz from the back. But in front, Masiska does it very well. Away to Starcevic. Starcevic kicks wider still. Williams, who started brilliantly and has run on beautifully all day. The kick into the front of the square. Road from behind, gives away a behind, a big punch. And the Collingwood behinds mount even further. 19-17 to 14-13. And we've got a crowd of 63,975 here at the MCG. And boy, do these two teams certainly attract their fans.
Yes, they do. Well short of the record, though, of course, which was 99,000, set in the Queen's birthday round in 1958. But this afternoon, they've got their money's worth. Gaper.
Done well on Gary Lyon.
He has. Lyon's been pretty quiet in the last 3 quarters. Tranter, Phoebe, couldn't take the mark. Williams tries to tie him up. And there'll be a bounce. 7.5 minutes left. And the Demons need 5 goals plus. Sort of a pretty big ask, isn't it? Under these conditions. A tricky win. Tingay. Quick disposal. Russell. Lyon. Out of bounds. It was Gary Lyon in the last couple of quarters. Haven't seen too much of him at all, and he's one of their driving forces.
Scott Russell with 20 kicks and 11 hand passes.
Oh, he's been magnificent all day, really, but especially after half-time. Tingay kicked to half forward. Oh, Pickering.
That's a good mark by Pickering.
He's taken a lot of marks today too.
Good overhead mark, Michael.
Kicking has let him down. Shooting for goal today. 11 marks. Michael Pickering into the goal square. One-on-one duel. Henwood nearly tries the hand pass over the top. And the Demons still can't get their first goal of the final quarter. That's out of bounds.
It's a good effort by Henwood then to sum up the situation. Try to get it over to Viney. The idea, the intent right, maybe the execution just quite not there. Nearly came off.
Wearing Jay Viney's old number, isn't he? Number 26.
Correct.
Trivia. Pert. 3 goals kicked on him in the first quarter, but got on top of Djakovic after that. And the latter being dragged. And Stretch takes the ball over the boundary line. Looks like the North got tipped down there with all that rubbish on the field, doesn't it?
Could look like any tip.
Another disparaging remark that the North could tip. It's not quite that untidy. Gaffer. Dacos.
Oh, brilliant.
Tranter. As I said, he's done well since he came on. He gets it over to Mick McGuan.
And the kick towards centre wing has been marked by Manson. And Manson...
Favourite with the Collingwood crowd, isn't he? As soon as he took that mark, the cheers came from the outer.
Donny gives 100%, doesn't he? There's a terrific effort by Williams. Gee, I'm impressed with this boy. Only 13 kicks, but certainly a good player in the making.
He's done all right too. Lamprell.
Road in towards the centre, and Lyon marks on the defensive side. Kicks it wide towards this near half-forward flank area. Pickering goes over the top to Todd Viney. Should go short, and he does. Mark taken by Pickering.
Oh, he's
nearly
gone.
played on. Handballs away to Williams. A little slow. Now the kick high. Oh, no mark taken. Standing his ground, Gaffer runs away with the football and gives it to Dacos in the back pocket.
Peter Dacos, what he's done today has been brilliant. Brett Lovett punches the ball down, only to see Tranter there again. And he's knocked up getting positions in this last quarter. Came on late in the third. One runs clear of Gary Lyon. The underground pass. Phoebe. Back to Lyon. To Steins. Sullivan. Started well. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. Was well tagged, or has been tagged pretty well since then. Hecker had it and then lost it. Glenn Lovett comes away with the football. It's going to be a Collingwood free kick. So players just going through the motions now because the Magpies are going to be well home. Krasiska onto Richardson. His work has been tidy this afternoon. Gaffer. It's not letting him get clear. Back to Richardson. Richardson still inside the square. And his kick up to the half-forward line. Strong mark to Lovett. Brett Lovett on his own defensive 50-metre line. It's a top contest for 3.5 quarters, but Collingwood just a little bit too strong when it counted. Stretch looks for a teammate. Not too many there. Glenn Lovett. Did he get taken high? I think so. And he'll take the free kick. Squares the ball. Knocked away by Krasiska. Sullivan. Tingay. Tingay looks for a teammate down. He's found Todd Viney. He should get it moving quickly if he can. Player on his own in the pocket is clear. That's Cuthbertson.
Oh.
He'll run into goal. Right in pursuit. I think he hit the post. Or was it out of bounds? Out of bounds.
Oh.
Right across. Food for thought for John Northey. I think we know what he's thinking though, Robbo.
Should have gone on the left foot then. In an open goal, he could have brought it in left to right.
Could have nearly run into the square, couldn't he? I mean, I suppose he perhaps thought that it was impossible to miss.
Well, the wheels have fallen off, and I suppose that's indicative.
I think the axle's broken as well, Don.
Well, Gary Pert, such a wonderful player with Fitzroy now in the Collingwood Guernsey. What a pickup he's been.
Good to see him playing footy again.
My word. And obviously recovered quite well from that knee operation that he did have. The kick goes out towards half-back. It's hurried over the boundary line, so we'll have a throw-in. Under 3 minutes left. Collingwood lead by 34 points, 19-17 to 14-13. Steins gets the tap out the back. Chance for Viney. Viney's kick across his shoulder is pretty good into the square. Pert can't quite take the mark. Chance here for Williams. Oh, well done, Pert. Got back into the action. Tingay deep in the pocket. Gives the handball away. Williams. Kick across his body into the opposite pocket. The mark is taken by Francis. And some close attention given by Schwartz. No penalty. The short kick by Francis has been marked by Richardson. Richardson deep in the back pocket. High kick. Well
Good
done,
mark.
Starcevic. Had to stand there and still took the mark despite the effort of Stretch.
16 and 10.
Yes, very good. And 3 goals.
He's been a good player, Craig Starcevic, and I didn't have to look at the stats to tell you that. This is Williams. Not his best disposal